My name is Troy Miller Casgran. I live in New York City by the week. On the weekends, I'm in the lower Hudson Valley in a little cabin in the woods, just getting away from all the craziness that is New York City. 46 years old. I am a father of two beautiful daughters, one age 10, one 7 months as of today. Married to the most amazing Frenchman. And yeah, I work in learning and development. So I played my first LRG in 2019, Survivor Brooklyn South, season 3. That was my introduction to the LRG world. I somehow managed, despite being tribe swap screwed and on the bottom of every alliance, managed to make it to the end and win that game with a jury of everyone who played. I got 15 of the 16 votes. Wow. So that was my first LRG. Haven't done quite as well since, but that's okay. I played Survivor Angelica last summer, where I was the first boot somehow. Still trying to figure out how that happened, but had a great time playing, made some awesome friends. And then I've also played the Mole, Ohio, back in 2022. And placed second, lost in the final quiz by a mere seconds. So that was rough. That was really rough. And then I think the other LRGs would be competitive events, seasons 5 and 6. Season 5, I came in 5th. Almost made it to the end. It just couldn't get that last person to flip for the votes I needed. And then for their All-Stars season 6, made it to the final once again and placed second. So I've been thinking a lot about this. I want to make sure that as soon as I can, create a core group of people that I can work with. My strategy always is like, I'm a personable person and I think people like to come and talk to me. That being said, I have a hard time trusting people. So I need to find a way to build trust quickly. Ideally, I'll be able to create like an onion alliance where I've got my core 2 people and then we've got secondary people and tertiary people, and really keeping myself as insulated as possible. The other thing that I want to do, which I haven't always been successful, late game, if I make it that far, is to keep my threat level as low as possible without seeming like a goat. I think in past games where I've done really well, some people viewed me as a goat because they didn't see my moves. Some people saw me as really threatening on the strategic side. So I kind of want to balance those two. Definitely don't want to make it to the end feeling or being perceived as a goat. So yeah, I think that's the main thing. I would say pretty big. I mean, I've been watching since season 1. Fun fact, I went to high school with Greg Buis from season 1, and we did quite a bit of theater together. So that's sort of what brought me into watching Survivor. And now we watch as a family. Both the US Survivor and the French Survivor Koh-Lanta. I certainly don't try to fashion anything from something I've seen on the episodes or the seasons. I think that's not an authentic way for me to play. I tend to find, I have to be me, right? You can't be anything but that. I can lie, sure, but I can only lie within the realm of my reality. So I can't really adapt or adopt rather anyone's game from a season. Yeah, I might take elements but they're mine, if that makes sense, right? Like I'm not going to be like this master social strategic person like Suri, right? I might be good at that in the season, but I can't fashion my game after hers. I can't be crazy and building spy bunkers like Tony. Like that's just not in my realm of reality. So no, I don't think I would do that. What I would do probably is maybe be inspired by things I've seen, tactics in terms of like how to talk to people. I think, what's his name? He won China, Todd Herzog. What Todd did really well, certainly at the final tribal, is, he talked to each person individually about what their connection was, what made them a threat to him, and why he made the choices he did. Like something like that, I might take, but like his whole gameplay, no, I wouldn't take. At the moment, none. Okay, if this was not the first season, I would go back and I would watch all of your past seasons, what kind of challenges you had, the types of players that were there, the type of strategic game that was being played. Since there is not that, I'll go through your Instagram to see who you're following and who's following you, and try to suss out who might be on the cast, and then go look at their past games. It does not worry me. Very much looking forward to it. But honestly, it cannot be any worse than having a newborn who does not want to sleep at night and parties all night long. So bring it on. I have thought about this a little bit, try to read into your logo to see if there's any clues in there. I'm certainly anticipating some sort of like exile where you are completely on your own. So, having to maybe make fire or, figure out how to make a shelter. So I'm anticipating small tribes, maybe 3 tribes of 5, 6 tribes of 4, I don't know, but I'm expecting small tribes where you really don't have a place to hide. Looking up the location for the game, it looks like there's a big open wide space where literally you cannot hide. So any idols that could possibly be found are going to have to be done probably right out in the open in front of everyone. Those are sort of things I've been thinking about when I hear no place to hide. Any twist that benefits me, any twist that puts an idol in my pocket. The one twist I'd absolutely love is first person to raise their hand makes it to merge. I'll be there. Seriously, I think my viewpoint on any twist is as long as it serves the game and it's not just production trying to make things as chaotic as possible, it's all good. I mean, I've benefited from twists. I've certainly not benefited from twists. It's part of the game. We know that when we sign up. Then I have to either vote them out as quickly as I possibly can, or I have to bring them in, going back to that Onion Alliance. Like if I had my core 4 or core 5 at this point, and this person finds me find the idol or watches me, whatever, then I have to bring them in. It's like, okay, you're now part of my circle of trust. Don't trust you, but as far as you know, I do. My number 1 is the next vote out. It really depends on what stage of the game we're at. If it's early, and there's no way I can flip the vote, I let him go. Right? I think it's really important early game to be in the majority. If my number 1 is on the chopping block, then it's probably me or that person, so let them go. Total self-preservation. If it's late game, I think there's a little bit more work that can be done. Idols, advantages that might be in play, even a bluff like, hey, I've got an idol, can't vote for me. I'm not telling you who I vote for, but it's not going to be me today. Things like that. Paint the target elsewhere, or let them really cause a lot of chaos so that it benefits me in the future. I firmly believe that we all should be coming into this thinking it's a game. What we do in the game, it's gameplay. It shouldn't be personal as long as we don't take it to that personal level, right? Outside of the game, some of my closest friends have come from people I've voted out, have screwed over in a game, but we both understand that it's a game, and sometimes I don't want to vote you, but it's the only way for me to continue. And so that's just how it is. I mean, there are people who have blindsided me, screwed me over multiple times, yet I still call them a close friend because I understand it's a game. So my greatest weakness probably is going to be puzzles. I do practice lightly puzzles, but like a slide puzzle, I'm dead in water. A math puzzle, depending on who I'm going up against, I might make it through, but most likely not. So definitely weakness would be puzzle. And anything that you have to be a super strong person, carrying a lot of weight. I'm kind of skinny, However, if it's carrying a child and keeping them calm, I might win that one. I think my strength is, being a little unassuming for anyone who doesn't know me and know my past games. Otherwise, I find I have to stand up in front of people and talk. People I don't know, people who don't want to be sitting in my classroom, people who don't want to learn, and I have to get them to engage with me. So I think I'm really good and skilled at finding a way for people to connect.
So, will Troy survive being stranded? We'll have to see.